Hello everybody. Hello. It's looking pretty dark in the polytunnel because we've had an unexpected couple of inches of snow. This is why I've waited for the seeding. The weather is normally like this. We'll have 20 degrees, 22, 23 was the highest I counted. And then we'll have snow, and then April we'll have floods. So anyway, we can see that I've got quite a bit of water coming out my gutter in, so that's the barrel, and I'll be connecting that to my toilet. But what I want to talk to those few people that are interested, because apparently there are 2 or 3, so hello to you guys. Excuse the mess, I'm having a big spring clean. So here are all of my seeds for 2023. Plus, I've got some broad beans and peas and beans stored in the workshop, and I've got 22,000, I think it is, plants arriving in week 16. So these are just the seeds. This entire thing here is worth 300 quid, and I shall make hopefully 300 quid just out of this little section there. So with any luck, most of that will just be profit. So I'll just go through them. They're in kind of an order. So this is to plant now, or around now. Possibly I'll put them in seed trays to keep the mice off them, and I use my polytunnels and to stop them from getting rotten, because I lost 90% last year in April because of the 2 weeks of just crazy weather. Then it froze. And then it was just heat wave for 4 or 5 months, plus 40 every day. So this will be like late April. I'll go through the plants in a bit. The vast majority of this is organic. It's all bio, apart from a couple of bits, but I'll get to them in a bit. And I think a seed is basically organic anyway, man. It's just, you don't eat the seed, do you? And it seems stupid to treat a seed with a herbicide. So I don't really see what the argument is. And then we come later on, sort of May time, June, July, or general greenhouse stuff. So we'll start here. They're all obviously in French. So we've got the broad beans. These are called Woodkime. They're brilliant. They're really hardy, very little blight, not too tall. Each one makes about a kilo. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packets there, and that's a few. That's a few there. So this is Poire Écossais. So this is Scottish pea. Nan means small, and these are Carina. These have been great. So these are, I've got loads of these as well. These will basically be for my freezer. And then we got Poire Gourmand, Flacon de Neige. So it's kind of like snowflake. These climb. These are dwarf. So again, they'll be for me. And then the junk will go for the rabbits. I've got loads of types of cabbage, carrot. Navet is turnip. I've got loads of that. Then we've got the pane, which is oh fuck, what is it in English? Well, you know what it is. What is that? What is that in English? Pane. Parsnip. I've got radish, but I'll be getting more radish later on, depending on how far I get with the pigs, because well, that'll be another video. All the basils and parsley. So that'll be kind of nowish. Then as the heat comes in, we've got Haricot Mange tout Nan, again dwarf, Triomphe de Farcy. These have got strings in, so have the Necker Gold. They climb as well, so the French won't buy them. They will not eat them because they've got strings in. Hence why I had to go to the non-organic option of Haricot Nan's Extra Fine Sans Fil. So extra thin, no strings, but they're not organic. And 1 pack of that was €8, and you can see I got 6. And I couldn't find any of the Haricot Beurre, the butter beans like that. But they will sell. And the rest I'll just preserve for myself. Then we've got sorghum. This is the first packet, and then what I'll do is I'll keep all the seed, and then we'll bring them on, and we'll make a population with that packet alone. Sweet corn, golden bantam, always a good one. Obviously, I'll try and keep as many of the actual sweet corny bits for myself and for next year. But the whole of the stem and the root and the leaf and the husk and everything, the cob, everything goes to the rabbits afterwards. Then we got sarrasin, as they say here, buckwheat. This is an incredibly quick crop for planting on land that I haven't rotivated. So where I've had the plastic bash over the soil for over a year, I've looked under, it's great, the worms have done their job, there's no weeds, there's probably a couple of brambles, but I'll just plant all of that, and in like 9 weeks, it'll have seeded, I'll harvest most of it, and I'll get 3 generations out of it this year, so long as I can keep the watering up. Luzerne is alfalfa. I mean, all of this stuff is great for rabbits as well. So the seed I'll keep. You can actually make the crepes from Britannia made out of that. It's a grey flour, but it's lovely. Anyway, but the whole thing is edible for the rabbits and perpetual after that. Luzerne, like I say, alfalfa. So once I've got a nice stock of that, this is like 50% of what's in the shop bought rabbit food. And of course, once I've got enough seeds, I can do microgreens with that just in a pot of water with a bit of tissue in the bottom. Sunflower seeds, again, I've got 2 different types. They're both heirloom. And these are obviously for making a population to make more seeds for next year. And then again, they can make a micro salad. Not that this is my new thing, but I'm definitely in an autonomous kind of mode. Oh, before I get that, I calculated I've got, if I was just to eat like a fat bastard with all the food that's in my house, I've got 150 days worth of food, but I could easily cut that in half and make it basically a year of dried, safe, preserved, canned, everything food for a year. So I'm ready, mate. Bring on the war, bring on whatever. Put your prices up. I don't care. Anyway, loads of different types of beetroot. This one I love particularly, the Cogilia. And then I've got 3 different types of rocket, because when they all crossbreed, they sort of make a really good mix for the table. Tons of lettuce. This is Moutarde Indien. And then I've got the chicories. Actually, they should be in slightly different places. Different chicory endive. And then we got the salad chicory there. Côte du Bled. This is chard. Rainbows. Then all my different courge, all my pumpkin type stuffs. Well, these are all butternuts, but there's a couple of other bits in there. This is literally butternut, nutter butter. Then pastèque is watermelon, but I've also got yellow melons and other stuff going on in there. Courgette is courgette, but I've got mostly yellow, but I've got enough to make the funny colours of ratatouille. And then later on in the year, I've got the black radish, which is all à la mode. And then sort of finishing off, I got the moutarde jaune or blanc, as they call it. But this is what you would call Dijon mustard. And I'm going to be making my own mustard to sell with like a little pot with the rabbit that I sell. Poirot is leek. I've got tons of that. But I've also got 2,000 or 3,000, no, 4,000 stems of that coming. Anyway, so this will be my backup. Cucumbers, long green English. And then I've got kind of market more. They call it Longuevert Maraîchage. And then cornichon, so gherkin, because I have a client specifically who likes to make their own. So I've got a lot of that. Fennel, celery, although I've got loads of celery. And then we've got 2 types of kale that none of the French eat, but I do. And it keeps all winter. So most of this, oh, I've got stevia as well, because I'm worried I've got sweet smelling piss. So I'm trying to get rid of sugar, but if I can grow some sugar substitute, again, sugar is going to be a hard thing at the end of the world, so if I can just grow my own, that'll be fantastic. Most of this is not about money. Okay, the broad beans are. those haricot are. Some of those haricot people will buy. Some of the carrots people will buy. Some of the lettuces people will buy. Some of the blet people will buy. Some of the mushrooms, the butternuts for sure they'll buy. Perhaps a couple of beetroot, perhaps. Definitely the courgette, definitely the cucumber. I've already sold the gherkins. And then the rest will be for me, basically, to stock even further. It's funny, the French don't buy anything, really, unless it's very specific to one thing, or as they've always made it. They're very, very, very unopen to change, very close to change. But who cares? At least that €300 worth there, I could feed me and a small army for the rest of the year just with that. Now I've got 150 tomatoes coming, 100 aubergine, 50 chili peppers, 50 bell peppers, like I say, 4,000 leeks, 3,000 onions already set. I got 15 kilos of potato on chits. I got a few other bits coming from those dudes. But this is what I've been up to in here. So you can see I put a load of old spent cardboard on the bottom because the worms lay their eggs actually in the corrugation when it's wet, and it uses it up. Obviously I've taken all the sellotape off, and then you get a big old layer of the old rabbit muck, then the old spent compost from last year that's industrially sterilised for fucking no idea why. I mean, there are obvious reasons why. And then I dress it with this really good compost that you now can't see because of the neige. And so yeah, I think this year is less about making money. I definitely make my money back, but I won't have to spend anything on food. Really, if I do have to spend anything, it's going to be so minimal. You know, I got I think 10 kilograms of rice, and you know, that's hundreds of portions just there alone. Freezer full, powered by solar panels now, which I'm quite happy with. Plenty of wood, plenty of water. I don't smoke, so that's good. I don't really drink that much, despite what perhaps my brother might say to anybody, but who cares what he has to think? He doesn't know. He hasn't spoken to me in years. So I'm ready. I am ready. So there we go. A fairly long one, but if you got as far as this, I'm really grateful that people are paying an interest in what I'm up to. I'd love a bit of feedback, you know. I mean, I go to a fair bit of trouble to make these videos. It would be nice if people were, I don't know, somehow, I don't know. I just want to have a chat with other people who are doing similar stuff. That's my game. That's my aim. Chat to familiar people. But if I don't work out how the algorithm works, then people doing similar stuff to me won't ever get to find my channel. Anyway, never mind that. That's all technological. That's white man problems. Alright, so I'll catch you all soon. I'll let you know how it goes. Bye-bye.